what do you think HR leaders need to be thinking about most in the next 12 to 24 months? And what do you see as maybe the biggest concern that you're seeing when you're talking with clients, and what do you see as the biggest opportunity?
Yeah, I think my biggest concern is that in the face of uncertainty, we're going to see a lot of organizations be tempted to make the reactive cuts, right, to reduce costs that we've seen again and again and again. And so it's really about, advocating and communicating to refocus on the mission and purpose and, right, the economic decisions that you need to make sure that you're taking a balanced view. We may see in less than 24 months we're on the rise in growth again, and it would be really detrimental in a world where your employer brand can be negatively impacted just by how organizations are reducing its workforce. And I say specifically how, right? Those things may have more lasting impacts. I think the biggest opportunity is refocusing on helping the organization understand its mission and purpose at the leader, team, and individual level around the work and skills, and creating that organizational resilience and flexibility, and really instilling that in them. And I think HR is perfectly positioned to be able to do that. Jesse, what thoughts do you have?
Yeah, I think that's spot on. I know we've covered a lot of ground here over the last hour or so, but I'm really excited about sort of helping our clients and HR professionals specifically think about how they can be those strategic thought partners. As Don said, always been very acute, like executing, building together the plan. I think with some of the ways in technology and some of the things we're delivering in the market with our clients today, helping them be a little bit more proactive, less reactive, which I think is where technology has really helped sort of like limit the time to do that. Everyone always says, it's great to be proactive, not reactive, but my constraints are time, resources, all the other things I have on my plate. If you can set up a manner, whether it's through its organizational health checks, whether it's using a technology in order to like always have that data that is there and accessible to you and your teams, I think that's key. So laying that foundation, having a plan to do that makes you able to sort of like make those, as we said at the top of the hour, those strategic decisions with speed versus just a decision at speed, which I think we both know which of those you'd prefer if you're a business going through a transformational event.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, if our HR professionals can always challenge us on what value are we chasing, David, right? Are we after the financial, the product or service, the customer experience, the ease of distribution, agility? And can you explain to me, leader or leaders, what that means for our individuals, our teams, for us as leaders in the org and ecosystem? I don't want to say this, but I'll say it. You'll be surprised how many of them can answer that clearly. But that's okay. That's your role, right? Is to draw those out, because those gaps need to be defined and communicated, because at the end of the day, folks need to show up and understand what it means for them. And when you do that, then it makes the design decisions much more clear. Not maybe where to design, but probably where not to design. And that's really important.
In this series, we will be speaking to a range of senior leaders who are pushing a data-driven and digital HR agenda. Make sure that you subscribe via your podcast app of choice, and also via our YouTube channel for free and regular interviews with the digital HR leaders of the future.